God calls who he wants to call, and we all have our vocation. God calls, but we have to answer. You have a calling inside, you can hear like a voice inside. I remember at 10 years old when I was walking with my father, he said to me, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And innocently, I thought that being a saint was a job.
Claire and I, we were very close. I have 3 children, I loved all of them, but there is something, an infinity and telepathy between Claire and I, and it's the spiritual side.
As far as I'm concerned, because she didn't say anything, she didn't give any indication as to where her future lay, other than the fact that she wanted to either be involved with children and to be sort of like in a caring profession of some sort. And to that end, when she was studying at the college in Aylesbury, she went on child and family care courses, and she had work experience in old people's homes, but it was all on the caring side of it.
And then later on, of course, because I love children, when I grew up and I was doing my study, I went to Aylesbury College and I did a child and family care course, and they said, "Why don't you try a Dalton Ashford kindergarten then?" So I applied for there, and it was actually there that I had my calling back again.
We were in the dining room and she wanted to share something with her father and I, and she said that, "I think God is calling me." We just sort of went quiet for a little while and trying to discern what was being said. And so she said, "Well, where do I go?" So her father, because the children had belonged to the Legion of Mary, he said, "Why don't you go and have a word with the Mother Superior down at Bridgettine Convent?"
And I had on my room, I already had a picture of this convent, because when I was 10 years old with the Legion of Mary, I came here and I kept the postcard that they gave me, and all I know is I had an impression of this convent because it was written in the convent, you couldn't enter private. And as 10 years old, I went back thinking I want to know what was behind that door.
On the Sunday, one of the Sundays when we were to return her to the school, there was going to be a big meeting where people could go to listen to the witness of a gentleman that had been in prison. So we went, we listened to his witness, and he'd been a very bad person, but it was during that talk that he was giving, he said at one point, "You have to give your life to Jesus," or something like that. There's something that he said that triggered off in Claire. So at the end of the talk, we could purchase a book and we could sign, he would sign it. He asked her name, and when he'd signed it, she opened it up and he had put in there, "Sister Claire." That was the final thing in her heart, that she felt that the Lord was calling her.
One weekend I came here, and I don't know what made me decide. I don't know what really, it must be the Holy Spirit, because when after the weekend the Mother Superior said to me, "What have you decided?" something inside me said, "Yes, I will come." And I don't know who, because I never wanted to leave England. I could never live without my mum.
She'd gone in and had an interview with the Mother Superior, and when we went to collect her, because we'd left her for the weekend, and as soon as the door of the convent was opened and I saw her face, how serene she was, in my mother's heart I knew that she said that she would tell us when we got home. But Mother kindly invited us into the sitting room. Claire did in fact tell us that she had decided, to enter the order. So I personally, as a mother, I had mixed emotions, and I felt the tears welling up, thinking, I have to let her go. Then it came to me, the Holy Spirit touched me, and I thought, well, that's all I want to do, is to do God's will. And I knew that if God was calling our daughter, for one thing, it was a great privilege, and how I can't say no to God, so I accepted it.
Mother General said to me, would I just go to help for 2 or 3 months in the Holy Land, where we're going to start off in Bethlehem. And of course we went there, and we were 6 sisters, I think we were 6 sisters that went there. I remember on the radio, just before Easter, I heard that tanks were coming in. I thought, my goodness, this could be the end. We all thought this could be the end. So I said to this father, can I have my confession?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there were various things that we did in order to find out exactly what was going on, because it was believed at some time, particularly by the Mother General, that in fact a priest had been shot, and some of the sisters, attempts were made to telephone the convent. In the meantime, by us, Mother General got in contact with us and said that she'd been trying to contact us. She said, whatever you do, do not try to phone the convent, because they'll be shot. It was a very sort of tense situation, etc., and we had no contact with Claire at all. And so, like many people do in crisis situations, we had a candle, a big candle, permanently lit down in the dining room here, and we had that alight all through for days. It was alight there. I never actually felt that any harm would come to her. You know, I never actually felt that. It was just, well, she's got to get through this, and, you know, eventually everything will be all right. I didn't have any visions at all about her meeting a sticky end, or there being anything like that at all. That never really bothered me. I never thought for one moment that that would happen.
Father Jacks came up and he said, we're free. And of course we were in shock. No, we didn't. He said, you're free, let's go, we'll go down. No, we didn't move.
Claire experienced no resistance, but nothing but encouragement and help from the two of us. Over the years, I had been praying that one or all of our children would have a vocation, because I considered this to be a blessing. To me, it was a privilege to have one of our children as a religious.